Good morning, it's just Patrick here again, live from Complete Health, and just wanted to jump on because I've seen a lot of this week, and I'm constantly getting asked the questions as to why these things are present, and it is degeneration of the spine. Now, I tend to find that there are three major causes of degeneration, and these are just my generic overviews of the three areas that cause degeneration. Number one, overuse. Number two, underuse. And number three, poor lifestyle choices. Now, the first and second one kind of contraindicate each other, but let me just explain a little bit further. When we have, say, for example, something like an injury, what quite often happens is people will pick up a compensation pattern. So say, for example, someone hurts their lower back bending over to pick something up, and they lean into this posture, and as a result, they can't fully come upright. Now, what this starts to do is it starts to create stress on one side of the joint or a part of a joint, or it restricts motion at a joint. And as a result, what starts to happen is that joint tends to make other areas overwork, and those other areas that are overworking or overused will start to become degenerated. This is why it's super important. Like, I had a gentleman come in earlier this week who had a car accident. He said, "Oh no, I was fine. I had a car accident, it wasn't a problem." And I was like, "Just explain to me a little bit more about what the car accident was." And he goes, "Well, I hit someone at 50 miles an hour. Well, that's not nothing. Hitting someone at 50 miles an hour, by the way, it only takes about 5 miles an hour in a car to create a whiplash. Now, if you can see physical damage to the metalwork on your car, is it safe to say that that's potentially caused some injury to the tissues, even if you did not feel it? Because the purpose of your body in that moment in time when you hit something is to produce adrenaline so that you do not feel pain. The point of your body is to produce hormones in a state of danger so that your body can actually survive that situation. So you won't feel pain at the time. That's just common sense. So overuse of a joint massively leads to degeneration, and normally that's as a result of another joint that's injured that isn't moving properly, and therefore causes the degeneration at another joint. Number two, the underuse. Now, one of the most common things that we do nowadays is what I'm currently doing now, which is sitting at my desk getting ready to do all my notes for the day. Now, personally, I'm very lucky because I only spend about an hour to 2 hours a day at a desk max. But what starts to happen is certain muscles and joints get underused. We sit and hang off of them and don't really actually keep the muscles active around them. Now, by not keeping those muscles active, those muscles start to begin to deteriorate. And as those muscles begin to deteriorate, they no longer protect the joints. And also, just by hanging and sitting on them, you're creating this load over a long period of time. And if you never exercise those joints, those muscles never get strong around the joint, and that joint just continues to degenerate. Which is why really often when I see a client, the first thing we're going to do is really calm down that person's pain levels or movement levels or lack of movement, and then as we further get through care, we start to introduce exercises, stretches, movements, strengthening, because we want to actually protect those joints after we've actually created the movement. Finally, the last one is poor lifestyle choices. Now, it doesn't matter how active or underactive you are, this will help to actually keep things. But if you're choosing the wrong fuels for your body, you're not getting adequate levels of sleep, you're not drinking enough water, these will all contribute to degeneration taking place. Now, the main reason being is degeneration occurs when our level of breakdown is higher than our level of recovery. It's really simple. And if we're doing more to our body that's causing it to break down than we are physically doing to help it recover, we're going to see a deterioration in our health, and that's when disease starts to manifest, including degeneration of a joint. So hopefully you found this helpful. Now, we have some really good ways of actually measuring degeneration on a joint and measuring the changes of load on a joint, because we use posture analysis with all of our clients, but we also do on-site x-ray. And by being able to do on-site x-ray, we know and we can see to what extent degeneration has actually started to occur in someone's spine. So fingers crossed, hopefully you found some of this information helpful. If you have found it helpful, we do keep a lot of these videos on our YouTube channel, which is just Complete Health Eastbourne. We also upload a lot of the information onto our podcast channel, which is Coffee with the Chiropractor, which is on Spotify. So if you ever want to get hold of this information after I've done the lives in the morning, that's how you can get hold of it. Until tomorrow, I'll speak to you soon.